report for Lehigh Depot.
Hello, I'm Aaron Pritchett, and welcome to this special edition of Full Steam Ahead, the Lehigh Train Depot on the Move, a show made possible through several years of patience, persistence, and plenty of hard work on the part of numerous individuals, professional companies, the collaboration of several city departments, and the dedication of city leaders. And through it all, there's no doubt about it, something had to be done to save this historic structure that has been a part of this community for more than a century. So in an effort to give you, the citizens of Newport News, the opportunity to witness history right before your very eyes, we at Newport News Television were given unprecedented access to document and give you an up-close and personal look at this historic move, thanks to the Phoenix Corporation and Expert House Movers, the same company that moved the Hatteras Lighthouse back in 1999. So sit back and prepare to be amazed as the historic Lehigh Train Depot moves full steam ahead towards a much brighter future.
Never thought this day would come. The Lehigh Depot is the last remaining of the 5 train stations that were built in early Warwick County as part of the C&O Railroad's effort to bring rail service to the Virginia Peninsula when it established Newport News Point as its terminus for its intercontinental rail line. Collis Potter Huntington was the director or the head of the C&O rail line, and as a young man, actually, he had visited this area and he was greatly impressed by the Deepwater Harbor at Newport News and recognized its potential to be not only a rail terminus, but also where the world's cargo ships could come and bring cargo to the rest of the world. The depot was constructed in the late 1890s. We don't have an exact date on it. 1891 would be the earliest, more likely 1893. In 1891, in October of that year, a passenger train ran from Newport News Point, passing by this location at Lehigh on its way to Yorktown, where it was taking dignitaries and local citizenry for the centennial at Yorktown. The depot was in active service until the middle of last century. However, CSX in the 1990s determined that it was unsafe. They no longer needed the facility. That was too close to the tracks. They offered it to the city of Newport News if the city agreed to move it at their expense. And the city accepted that challenge, and an organization called the Friends of the Lehigh Depot Incorporated was established, and it was their objective to raise the funds and relocate this structure to the other side of the tracks. And their intent was that the building would be restored and operated as a transportation museum, documenting the story of the significance of the C&O Railroad to the development of Warwick County and the city of Newport News. It's been a long 8 years to relocate the depot. Been a lot of miles of red tape to be crossed before this venture all materialized. Things got hot and heavy with the move several months ago when Expert House Mover came on the scene in conjunction with the Phoenix Corporation. Phoenix is actually the contractor for not only constructing a new foundation for the building, but the physical move. And Expert House Mover is a subcontractor that they're using to facilitate this move in the best manner possible.
We think we have a good handle on what it takes to do one of these projects, but every day it's a new challenge because you really don't know what you're getting into. You know, a building like this has had a lot of moisture damage, termite damage over the last century it's been sitting here, so you have to anticipate that. The way the building's constructed, it's built in 3 different pieces at 3 different times, so you have 3 different types of construction. So you have to analyze that when you take it apart and you go to lift it up, because once you pick that building up, you've got all that force of all the weight of the building pushing down on you, so you have to anticipate that. So it is a challenge with a building this old and in the condition it's in.
First time you look at a project, sometimes it takes your breath, but you know, you encounter it day by day, and it takes years to get a feel of what's needed and to grasp, you know, the challenge, you know, in front of you. So we've been doing it for over 40, 50 years since I was a teenager, and kind of know the ins and outs of the project. Over the past week, the building was separated, cut, and the challenge was the roof of one structure overlaps the other roof. So if that wouldn't have occurred, we could have just jacked them both up together. But we had to physically jack one up a few inches and then slide it out from underneath the other building, then to be able to pick it up the rest of the way to put the wheels under. So that's just some of the challenges we encountered. Hey Johnny, are you ready? All right. Don't pull too hard, Johnny, just easy. Easy, Johnny. Easy, easy. So the building was cut in half. We picked one piece about 4 inches, rolled it ahead about 6 feet to get out from under the other roof. And we take it real easy. We start out real slow and easy to make sure everything's going perfect. And then once we make sure we got everything in hand, then we get a little, you know, put a little steam to the locomotive. Straighten your wheels up. Straighten your wheels up. Straighten your wheels up a hair. Right there, pull ahead.
This is a 3-day process. Day 1, we will be moving the western section, the Williamsburg in the 1918 edition, from its location to a staging area still on the same side of the railroad tracks. Day 2, Wednesday, we will move the other section, which is the older part of the building, across the tracks and put it in its correct position on the new foundation. And the 3rd day, we'll bring that other half over and reunite them on their new foundation. It's very exciting to see the crowds that have assembled to see this process occur. And for their safety's sake, we've asked that they stay behind the barricades, but they're certainly welcome to photograph it. And we try to answer their questions as they have them. In fact, we have a flyer that we're passing out to give them some idea of what has been entailed with this project.
It's important to me because a renovated Lee Hall depot can rejoin other great icons in this village, such as Lee Hall Mansion and Enview Plantation. The depot right now looks terrible and dilapidated, but real quickly, the White House in 1949 was in the same condition, and they moved President Truman out and they renovated it, gutted it, and rebuilt it. So I think that once this building is renovated, with the museum we're going to put in it and other attractions, it will make another vital addition to the Lee Hall Village attractions.
Oh, this has been a major undertaking to coordinate all the elements that were involved. For instance, the first section, not only is it a matter of trying to actually place it on dollies and pull it into position, they also will need to shut down Wart Boulevard for a time to be able to swing that segment out into the lanes, to turn it around, to have it facing the right direction so that they can pull it up to the tracks. It's absolutely critical that that element be in place when we have the go-ahead from CSX. We only have a limited time, a 2-hour window of track clearance, and when we have the green light, we need to be at the starting gate ready to roll.
Come ahead, driver. Go ahead. Oh!
A straight drive over the tracks. This is not the Indy 500. They have a lot of stop and start. In order to even move the structure, there's a tractor trailer that will pull or actually tow it but there's a series of dollies underneath it, and they're all hydraulically operated. But the wheels all have to be in right position. If they need to make a turn, they have to stop, manually adjust them, oil them. They have put down shoring and sheeting to make sure that the road path is smooth enough for, in case there are any potholes or low spots that might be developed. Yeah, it's a lot of huff and puff and grunt and stop and go.
The big one, the freight room in the 2 stories, pushing probably 160,000 pounds. The small one is about 120,000 pounds, give or take a few thousand. It's amazing. It's history being made. I mean, it was made 100 years ago when it was built, and 127 years later, it's making history again by being picked up and moved to a new location.
It was quite a smooth process, though, to bring that first half over. It went a lot more quickly than we anticipated. It rolled over without a hitch. So the job is half done, and looking forward to the completion of the other half and to find its mate on the other side of the tracks.
Well, one section down and one more to go. And when we come back, we'll get the wheels a-turning on the second half as we push closer to the finish line. As Full Steam Ahead, the Lee Hall Train Depot on the Move continues. Stay with us.